time of the week again. Prepare yourself for the surveyors of sauce, the sultans of spaghetti, the whispers in your ears. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's Your Spaghetti Policy podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Jacob.
Genetically speaking, I'm just superior to everybody. But
wouldn't it be inferior if like your beard stops at a certain point? I mean,
no, I mean like
Native Americans can't really grow facial hair.
Can they not? Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
I guess now that I think about it, yeah, I don't know anybody from a tribe that has like a really
You don't know anyone from a tribe.
You know.
You know some you know people from clans, but
no, it's like the KKK, dude. Fucking talk about the dumbest name in history though. Like, what is that even? I don't
said
even look
clans.
Like clue. It's not even the clue with this. It's so dumb. I don't even. You know, man.
Don't even no.
Don't even give them the time of the day. But no, I don't.
You ruin the joke. You ruin the joke.
I guess I see like. I don't know. I guess that's fair. I don't have any Native American friends. Now that I think about it.
I don't either.
Shouts out anybody out there that's Native American want to be friends. Hit me up with an application. Willing to take in all applications for,
You sound different. Yeah, I don't know what you did to your sound, but you sound.
I sound the same to me myself.
You do not. Trust me, you sound different.
I mean, I changed it to where like it's low audio background noise and it's not like filtering as much. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm changing my voice.
Maybe you should change it back because I don't like it.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't change the thing right now, dude. So in the middle of change, I gotta work on this.
You know what's really crazy is like how yesterday it was February 1st and like today it's March 1st. You know, like we talked about how long January was.
Yeah.
And dude, snap of a finger, like it's March. This
Yeah,
episode comes out March 1st.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's just like time is flying by. So
It's frustrating.
Is this better now? Is this sound okay to you now?
No.
Do I have your approval now? I can't hear how it sounds on your end, so I'm assuming I just sound like as golden as ever. So
Well, you never sound golden. It's
I have such a silky, smooth, velvety, like I'm a nice espresso voice.
Little update from last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had said that it was like 4.1 million people had watched the first matchup between the USA and Canada.
It was like the most in a non-playoff game watched, something like that.
Non-Stanley Cup.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was just like North America. That didn't include Canada. I think Canada was like 9 million or something like that. Wouldn't you know that the championship game, upwards of 10 million people in the United States alone, and it was a hockey fucking game,
dude. Okay, I have one complaint off the top. How do you chant Canada? Right, you can't really
Canada.
Oh, that okay.
Canada.
You know what? I've learned, I've grown, and that makes a lot of sense. I was gonna say like, oh, USA is like it rolls all the time, but now that you say
That's
it,
because you suck at phonics, dude.
Canada. Yeah. Now that I think about it, like it works. I like it. I'm all for Canadians now, dude.
It was an incredible hockey game. Like that's what you show to someone who's just like, show me what hockey's all about, and then you just show them that, and it was incredible. It went into overtime. Canada starts it off, scores first, freaking place explodes.
Yeah, naturally.
But with booze because it was in Boston, and then
okay, that makes sense.
And then the U.S. scored 2, so it was 2-1 U.S. And then Canada scores. And then it goes in. No one but then in the third period, it was all like every shot on goal. You're just like, just like hold your breath
because that's like the game-winning goal right there.
Because you're just like, whoever scores next wins. No one scores in the third, and then shout out to Nate who has a problem. He doesn't really like Connor McDavid. Connor McJesus as they call him. He thinks he's overrated. He's also a Florida Panthers fan, so like there was this whole thing where the Oilers were in the Stanley Cup last year, and it is annoying when everyone tells you how he's the greatest player in the world. This is the greatest player in the world. It's the whole LeBron thing. This is the greatest hockey player of like ever, like right now.
Yeah,
it's not ever, but like
he's too young to be the greatest ever. But
he's older than you think. He's been playing since 2015. But when you're crowned as like McJesus, you're expected to do more.
Yeah.
And by and large, like he didn't do much in the Stanley Cup last year. He had a couple of goals, but that's about it. Like he just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about hockey playoffs. Anyways, you'll get one random dude that just like fucking like turns it up and becomes the hero. Devontae Smith-Pelly for the Caps in 2018 is who it was. Anyways, so he texts me. He's like, "So is McDavid going to do anything?" And within like I don't know 3-4 minutes after that, McDavid scores the fucking game-winning goal in overtime.
So I guess so. He showed up at the right moment, I suppose. He's...
And I was like, "Now that you mention it," and he's like, "I knew better than to send that."
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But it was, dude, it was an incredible hockey game. Like
Canada. Now I think about it,
it was
yeah,
crazy. So Canada wins.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, you know, there's a larger thing to talk about here because obviously there's the political bullshit behind it all with, you know, it's just like on one hand, like it's great for the game of hockey. It's absolutely great for the game of hockey to get that many views on a like non-Stanley Cup. I mean, like that's a lot. Like 10 million people in the United States watching hockey is crazy on a Thursday night.
On a Thursday night, which is like, that's, yeah.
And like it's good, but like it just sucks that it took the wrong reason for people to watch. Cause like you know that a lot. Cause like the whole thing just like it went from like something that was fucking really cool, and then like it hit that threshold where like ugh, like I'm so tired of hearing about it. Like I'm so
Yeah.
tired of hearing about the end, like and all the nonsense behind it all, just sort of like kind of killed some of the momentum. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
just like not too much of a good thing situation, but it was just like I don't fucking care. Like enjoy the fucking game and shut the fuck up. And to be honest with you, the right team won. Because it probably would have been, it would have just
God,
been
dude. Yeah.
right.
Canada won this at the right time. They needed this. A lot of
Yeah,
people in Canada needed this. They needed
I
a
think a
really
lot of
big
people in
middle finger.
America needed that.
I would argue they wanted to give America the biggest middle finger they could and kicking USA's ass. I guess they didn't really kick their ass, but nonetheless, they won the game. It's the biggest
Trudeau
win.
had tweeted out, he's like, "You can't take our country and you can't take our sport," or something
Yeah,
like
dude.
that. And just
Fuck yeah,
something
dude.
fucking.
But then I don't know, man. Like, I kind of hate that Trudeau is stepping down. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it
Well,
feels.
I mean, I don't know his politics. He's stepping down for a reason. His
Yeah, but
approval rating is not great.
the
But
timing
imagine
wasn't the
that.
best. You know, like I don't.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I know, right? So, but
Imagine your approval rating like dropping below a certain thing, and you just have to leave.
real quick, just wanted to say shouts out to our boy Frederick out there. Heard Germany just pulled off a big W for their society. Good job, guys. You got the right
Yeah, I
guys in
asked him about it,
power.
and he wrote me a dissertation, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm surprised he wrote it. He just send you a voice message. Man, I love that he's sending voice messages every now and then. You know, it's nice.
Yeah.
That's like it needs to gain traction. You know, people send voice messages. So, but no, shouts out to Germany. Good job, guys.
you know, you can do this thing. You can dial a number, and you can call.
That's fucking
on the
gross,
phone.
man. If you ever
With
say that
your
again,
voice, bro.
that is disgusting, dude. To call somebody, like
You call me.
inconvenience somebody.
The last time you called me, I was so just like standoffish. I was like, "What do you want?"
Yeah, dude, I was just saying, like you get a phone call from somebody, you know, it's like
I
immediately
don't even
there's
know what it
something's
was that
wrong.
you had called me
Somebody
for, and I'm
wants
like,
something. I think I was just
but
in the
it's
car, like wanting to talk or whatever. I don't even
it
remember.
was it, you. I think you were asking me a question about something, and you're like, "It was easier just to call," but like you called me, and I was at work, and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, I don't
And you're
remember
like,
what I called about.
you were
Yeah.
like, "Hey man," I think you were going to Dutch Bros or some
I was
shit.
going to Taco Bell. I think is what I was. I
And
know.
I was
Yeah.
like, "What?" And you're just like, "Hey man, just gonna," just like, but it wouldn't be. But like, why is it any different than you sending me a voicemail?
It's just because I'm not because you can listen to the voice message at any point in time. Like if you don't feel like listening to it right now, you
Yeah,
can wait till 2 o'clock
sure.
in the afternoon and listen to it. Hell, you could be at 2 a.m. You know, and you feel like listening to it. Like whereas
You
like
can
if you
also
call
like
somebody,
delete it and resend it, or I don't like the way this sounds. Let me send in a
yeah,
different
calling
version.
is uniquely reserved for if there is something wrong, like something is
Oh, yeah.
wrong, or you need an immediate answer about something.
If somebody calls me, I assume someone is dead.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, or they need something.
Unless it's my wife who calls me every day at lunch.
Okay, somebody's dead. They need something, or they need an immediate answer. Like they're about to buy something, and they need your like stamp of approval. You're about to
Yeah.
like get food, and you need their stamp of approval on what you got. You know what I mean? Like it's very small. There's like a very small list of reasons you call somebody nowadays. So
And there'll be times too where she'll call me, like in the she's gone, she's out and about, she went shopping, whatever, and like I'm not expecting a phone call, and she'll call me and she'll be like, I answer, nothing's wrong,
yeah,
or
that's good.
I'll get a text that says, call me, nothing's wrong, not an emergency
Okay,
or
see,
something
you
like
get
that.
a text that says "call me." I'm glad she says not an emergency because like
She
I would
knows
immediately be
because
like,
she would be the same way. If she's like doing something I call her randomly, she's gonna think something's wrong.
yeah,
If she's not, I don't know. It's just so weird how we've adjusted to that. Like that's our perception of it now. And like, dude, I'm like people Zoe's age. Like Zoe has, like she can FaceTime, right? And so like when she calls somebody or talks to somebody who doesn't have an iPhone,
ugh,
she's just
you
like,
know,
she just like looks at it.
where's
She's
the
like,
picture? Like, why
so
can't I
like
see
she'll
your
talk to
face?
it and she talks to it like this. So you're just
Yeah,
like, it's like you gotta put it up to your head. She's like, well, this is dumb.
yeah, man. I'm just saying, like, it's. But then again, I
It's
could
so
see
funny.
myself in a couple of years when the kids like have their own phones or whatever, and I'm like actively calling my kids, and they're rolling their eyes because like, oh great, dad's calling again. I wonder what he wants. It's like, yeah, that's exactly how I am with my dad. So it's like, yeah, kind of going full circle, you know. So
Oh man. So anyways, what are you doing?
sitting here, dude, just hanging out, recording a podcast. You had a con. You had your first
I
con, bud.
did.
How'd
I
it go,
did. I
dude?
did. I did have my first well, it was my first con as a merchant
Hmm.
instead of a patron. It was a big deal this year because we had some guests. Because like normally we have like the Fanboy Expo, which is the our version of like New York Comic Con, where
Hmm.
it's it's all commercialized. You have tons of guests, whatever. When this was more so like old school, like in a ballroom, like merchants set up, and it's more geared towards and like you just have like it's like flea market style, like we talked last week, and
Yeah,
you have people with like long boxes and like all their slabs and shit. But this year we also had
tons of toys
um
too.
well, we had toys and stuff, and then they branched out a little bit with like some local artists, like
Hmm.
they did paintings and local like authors and me, but but then there was also like actual comic book people,
Yeah, dude.
um, and yeah, I got set up on Saturday. I was designated to pick up Mark Russell. If anybody knows who Mark Russell is, he's a writer, um, because I'm reliable and I was driving right by his hotel anyways. So Jonathan was like, "Hey, can you pick him up on Saturdays and Sunday to
Oh
bring him here?"
shit!
I
I
was
didn't know
like,
you had
"Yeah,
like you
sure."
were chauffeuring one of the like.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
picked him up. And then like that first one, like I was supposed to pick him up. I texted him like, "Hey man, I'll be there at 9:30." Um, I was like, "I'll probably be a little bit early because I have to set up my stuff." And I got there at like 9:09. I texted him. I'm like, "Hey man, I am a perpetually early individual. Do not feel any need or rush to come down here, but like I'm here. I'm by the fireplace." So like it was just like
Yeah.
he's like Alex. I'm like, "Hey," and it was just like,
Got an
"Okay,
Uber
let's go."
for Mr. Russell. You know, just
So
holding a
like, let's
sign
go.
like has his name on
And
it.
like you obviously you can tell like a complete the tone is different the first day versus the second day because like the
Hmm.
first day like I don't know him and he's just getting into a car with a fucking stranger.
An absolute
Uh,
stranger. Yeah.
but like I don't. I guess it's good because I don't give off like fucking weird vibes. Like
Yeah.
I know how weird it would be if like you had like someone was like a mega fan and just like fanboyed all over. Like I was just like, hey man, like first time it was normal shit because
Mm.
like Christine was asking me all these questions like blah blah blah. I'm like I don't know. She's like, did you not talk in the car? I'm like, we talked, but like I
Dude,
didn't ask him like where he was from and like all this
that's
stuff.
Shelby's always getting on to me. Like she's because I always like
They don't understand how dudes talk.
th- that's I tried to explain to her. I was just like I don't know. She'll be like, okay, did you ask this and this? But no, I just seen how he's doing. That's pretty much it. You know, just like is I didn't know I was supposed to have like a full fledged like sit down and talk to him. Anyways, you're
Yeah.
talking to Mark here.
No. So like I was just like, hey, it's your first time in Knoxville. Yeah. I was like, how would you fly? When did you like just this normal
Yeah.
bullshit, whatever. It wasn't until Sunday when I picked him up, but I'd also talked to him intermittently throughout
Hmm.
Saturday. Um, but I asked him, like, how'd it go yesterday, blah blah blah, and then like actually got to be a little bit more personable
Hmm.
on Sunday, and it's like, blah 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 blah. But also, Saturday was it was like a tale of two coins. I don't know if that's the correct saying, but like Saturday was the first hour. I don't think I didn't talk to a single person because like no one was there to see me. I was in a
Hmm.
weird position. I was beside Todd Knock. I was across from Mark Russell, and I was also across from Chris Bacalo. And like these are all people. This don't mean anything to you, but these are all people in that like read comics,
Mm.
and like Chris Bacalo's line from the moment he got there to the moment he left, both Saturday and Sunday, was full. Like long line because he does his like the way he approaches it is it's like you sit down and you talk to him and you have a conversation while he either like signs it or does like a remark or like a commission while he's sitting with you.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's not just like a, get a ciggy and leave. Um, and so a lot of, and like the way when we walk, where I was at, but so like I noticed people would always look to their right when they would come around that corner. And
Mm-hmm.
there would be oftentimes no one even knew I existed because I'm on the corner, but everyone's looking to
The
the right
opposite direction
and
that you
I'm
were
on the
sitting.
left.
Yeah.
And then they would see like Todd because he was further in the middle. And like I was like I had this weird bubble around me at times. Saturday was mostly people who I knew. You stopped by, but it was mostly
Courting your
people that
boy.
like
Yeah, dude.
people that I know from the comic shop because it was my comic shop that hosted the thing. Um, Shout out Jonathan and Snake Eyes Comics, but people that I frequent or people that have backed the book or whatever. So it was mostly familiar faces on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple of like random people who, yeah, and like that's the thing too is like you have to learn your pitch and learn like what works. You have to learn how to be a salesman, which I'm terrible at. I'm
Same, dude.
awful.
Same.
I'm awful at selling myself. It's just like, Here, you want this? Like, this is
Take
cool.
this.
Like, I'll tell you my
Yeah.
journey, but
Take it.
like, you also got to be able to read the vibe too. Like, is it worth wasting fucking 5 minute pitch to talk to you? Like, you're not gonna buy this. Like, I can tell you barely wanted to come over here, but like, I cornered you and I confronted you. I
Yeah.
was like, hey, that happened.
Cut off their
That
exits, you
that
know?
had a couple times where people would like look at my table and I'd be like, like Christine would be like, "You love polar bears, right?" Because like she stopped by.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe was super excited because towards the end of the day on Saturday, she stopped by and sold three
Dude, you just
just by being there. I did,
hand her a stack of books, right? Have her
dude.
going around, be like, "Hey, can you buy my dad's comic, please? Like
The
this."
the
God, dude.
best part about it was how absolutely excited she was. Like she thought it was the coolest fucking
Mm.
thing ever.
Her dad's a fucking writer, dude.
She
Her
thought it
dad's
was the coolest fucking thing ever, and it is cool.
yeah.
But it did get a little annoying because she did that thing where like I'm talking to somebody like in the middle of a
Oh yeah.
conversation and she's like poking me and she's like, Papa, say this, this. I'm like, stop, like I'm trying,
Yeah.
like so it became that and then like Christina left and I wanted her to take Zoe, but it was fine because
Yeah.
then we didn't bring the iPad and she was like within 15 minutes, she's like, I'm bored.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, well, we're here for another like hour and a half. Anyways, Sunday was a little better. Everybody that had come on Saturday was obviously there for commissions and signatures and stuff for the big artists.
Mm.
Sunday felt more for the local crowd, like people coming in, and so I talked to more people on Sunday. So I mean, but whatever. I didn't have any expectations. Um, it's certainly a humbling experience if you are like really full of yourself,
Yeah.
uh, which I'm
No, I
not.
was gonna say like you're not like I was trying to not that I needed to, but it's more so like I guess projection on my part where it's like trying to not to like let your hopes get down where it's like we were kind of talking. I was like only having only had maybe sold like 20 books. I was like, dude, that's like fucking it's a shit ton of books for somebody who's like literally just starting
Yeah.
out, right?
I
Like
think if I had to, obviously, and you learn stuff too. Like I wanted a cardboard cutout, but it was a cost thing. It was just like, well, I've already got to pay for this table.
yeah,
I'll get one. I'll be able to spruce up my little space next time. I'll have two issues next time. I leaned into the local aspect of it, which really seemed to put some people over the edge, where like I was like, oh yeah, like by the way, like I'm from here, like this, I live here, like
mm-hmm.
and they're like, oh okay, like well I gotta support a local guy, and it's like yeah,
Yeah, dude, yeah,
but
you do,
and like
yeah,
I
you
was like,
do,
for a cup of coffee, like that's literally a cup of coffee was what it cost to get my book, so
yeah.
um, so like you learn the pitch, you learn to get the you
I gotta work on
streamline
my
it.
pitch for it, dude. I gotta have like bullet points of like, okay, who does this person look like they like? They look like they like death and destruction. Boom, got them. That's a sale right there. They like they have furry vibes to them. They probably like giant polar bears, dude. I just gotta work on it. That's what I had to do. So
But it was fun. I had a good time. I was exhausted.
I'd say so, man. Because there's like,
Saturday, I went to bed at 9:15.
because having to deal with like just in my days of working in like the restaurant business, right? It's like you're actively having to like
You're having to be on.
wait tables and talk to people and like have conversations and be like, and it's like I can only imagine like trying to sell a product. It's kind of like the same vibes of like you said, having to be on the whole time, and it's like social battery's done, dude. It's just gonna drain me. Like I can't. Yeah, so I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was so funny though, towards because the Caps played at like 3 o'clock and 12:30. So they played the Penguins at 3 o'clock on Saturday. So like I spent the last like 2 hours just watching the fucking game. I was like, I don't give a shit, whatever. Like I'm a mark. I'm
You
dedicated.
bring a bigger TV next time so other people can enjoy the hockey, and they'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah,
hey, while you're here, like, it's intermission real quick. Why don't you check this comic book?"
Yeah,
You know?
and then Saturday the game was at 12:30, and I was watched it then or 1 o'clock or whatever it was, and I watched them beat the shit out of the Penguins and the Oilers. A fucking hat trick. It was good shit, dude.
Ovi's
Hockey's
just like fucking
dude,
crushing it.
as of
Yeah,
this
man.
recording, he's 12 away.
Hey, buddy. I think there was a certain guy who was like, "Yeah, dude, this is the year he breaks the record," and everybody's like, "No, it's at least 2 more seasons. You know, at least this season and next season." I was just like, "Dude, he's
Talking
gonna-"
about me?
I'm talking about me, dude. I was fucking on Ovi's side. I was like, he's gonna do it.
I
Wait.
mean, the thing is he started off last year really like sluggish and slow, and it wasn't until after he went to fucking Egypt during the All-Star break last year,
Dude,
and
he
he
fucking
came.
had a come to Jesus meeting. He found himself in Egypt, I think is what he
Well,
did.
he came back and like went on a tear.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem this year was that like he was on a tear and then broke his fucking leg. He was out for 5 weeks and then came back and he's been on a tear. So
He
like
was only out for 5 weeks for a fucking broken leg, dude. He found himself in Egypt. He went to the Sphinx and he looked up at it and he was in awe, and it hit him the right way. And he came back. They started winning. I think that helps too. I think them winning helps a lot. Uh,
I don't want to go hardcore on it, but like it helps
yeah,
having a coach who
that does help. Yeah.
uh, well no, it helps having a coach who A has a modern offense, but also knows how like the last two coaches we had after we won the cup, all they wanted to do was play old school hockey and just like give the puck to Ovi and it was easy to stop.
Yeah. Because
Now
everybody's
we
expecting you to give the puck to Ovi.
You know
Yeah.
what's really fucking crazy though? Like he has been shooting that same shot. Okay, he became the first person in the history of the NHL to score 200 goals in 3 different decades, and which is insane. But like he's been shooting right there, fucking in that spot, and you still can't stop it. He's 39 and they can't stop him.
I mean, he's just insane, dude. He
He's
really
a fucking
is. Like,
freak.
because I mean, that's the thing. I think that we get into conversations about like goats all the time, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like Michael Jordan being the greatest of all time for basketball. Like in the discussion with LeBron James, you know, you get the baseball players. I don't know who the goat is in baseball anymore. I don't know. Derek Jeter, he cheated or something like that. Sammy Sosa, he ended up
well,
cheating. Mark
the
McGuire,
thing-
he ended up cheating. Like it's hard to tell who the MLB.
Basketball is a weird one because like people just say, well, you know, it's not it's like he's the greatest player. Okay, well, like based on what merit? Like, is he the greatest defensive player? No, because like in every other sport, oh, he's the best shortstop. He's the best this. He's
Yeah,
the best hitter, best home. Like you know, in hockey, the best goalie. The best, you know, but like
I think basketball is a weird one where it's like because
the greatest quarterback, the greatest
yeah,
wide receiver. You know, like it's always positional, except in basketball where it's like who's the greatest player.
I mean, like,
The
I
thing
guess,
about
I
it
don't know,
is,
man, there's so many good
is
players in
like
basketball. I feel like so.
there's a very easy distinction. Sorry for hockey talk for anyone who doesn't give a fuck about hockey, but like Ovi will go down as the greatest goal scorer of all time. It's not saying he's the greatest player. He's the greatest goal scorer.
Yeah,
The greatest player is Wayne Gretzky because there's a lot more that goes into it because he has assists and the goals and everything else.
I mean, Gretzky was
So
like insane. Like even for his time, like
yeah, but
people
all,
can be like,
listen,
yeah,
I'm
it's
not
older
gonna.
hockey, but at the same time, it's like, dude, fucking moved on ice. He was,
But the thing that makes Ovi's what he's done is even crazier is that he's statistically playing in the hardest era to score.
yeah. Not only
The
that,
goal,
like
well, the
he's
goalie's like fucking 6'7", dude, and like
he's
they
almost
just
40 years old too, man.
yeah,
Could you imagine your dad running around there on the ice and 40 years old? Fucking, he'd break both of his
still
knees
and
immediately.
still whipping ass, dude.
Yeah, dude. I
Hockey's
still
just the
remember when
best
he
fucking
literally
sport.
KO'd Svechnikov. Like,
Oh
god
god,
damn,
it's
dude,
the
that was.
best
And of
in the
course, it was like
playoffs.
it was a Russian tradition, right? It's like you know, you had two Russian players. Like you got to go against the
He
greatest.
beat the fucking shit out of him
I
too.
don't know. That's the thing is, I don't even think he beat the shit of it. It was more so just like he got one good shot and it knocked him out cold. Like it was like,
And he was out for 3 games.
yeah, yeah. You know,
Concussion protocol.
but I still feel like that's one of those things about hockey that it's like he does
It's like a
that,
rite of
knocks you out,
passage.
and you're like, fucking good fight. You know, pat him
Yeah,
on the
but
butt.
like
You know, help him off the ice.
and
Whatever you
he's-
got to
he's-
do.
Obi doesn't fight though. Is the thing. That's what made it so crazy. It was like he was like, let's go, and the kid, and you feel some sort of
Hey,
way because I think at the time he was like 35. Obi was, and the kid was like 19.
yeah, man. Hey, I
That's
I
like
appreciate
assault.
it. I appreciate it. It's fucking. He's calling for it. He's saying, "Hey, buddy, let's do this. I need this." Guys back
He's
home are
just
watching. Come on. You
yeah. It
know.
was just that whole thing. He's like I grew up with Ovi's jersey. I grew up watching Ovi,
God,
and
dude.
then
Would you do that? Would you like your idol? Who's your? I guess is Ovi your idol? Would you fight him?
no, Ovi's not my idol. Like
Who would you be your idol?
like I don't really like that word.
I mean, I get who is somebody that you look up to that you would like.
Winston.
Okay, Winston McCall. He comes to you. He's like, "Yo, what's up?" And would you fight him? He was like, "Let's go. Let's 2 minutes."
What's the
fisticuffs.
context? Just to fight,
He's just fucking. He's
or
just
just like an Australian like fucking outback duel?
fucking. Yep. You just caught him on the beach. He was like, "Hey man, let's fucking throw a fist for
He's
2
fixing to
minutes."
go. He's about to go out on the surf, and it's just like put him up.
He wants to
Dude,
throw
he
it 2
whooped
minutes.
my ass.
That's what I'm saying, man. But it's still, it's like,
He'd
it's the
whoop my
novelty.
ass.
It's the novelty of being like, fuck yeah, dude, let's do it, man. Absolutely, let's go.
Do I get to work out beforehand? Do I get to train, or is it just like
Nope. It's just
spontaneous?
spontaneous on the spot. Like, hey, let's throw a hand. I would feel bad because I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't. I
But I'm
wouldn't.
not.
I just let it hit me. Honestly, you know.
I'm not a violent person. I don't have that.
Me and Marshan.
That
I meet Marshan. I'm like, hey, dude, let's throw hands.
you can beat his ass. He's a bitch.
I don't know if I would want to, though, man. I don't want to like
He
hurt anybody.
sucks.
You know. I don't want to hurt anybody. So it's just like
That's what I'm saying. Like unless I feel I'm in danger, I'm not.
there's no reason for me
My
to fight.
my
Yeah.
first instinct is not to throw punches.
No. Yeah. I don't think my first instinct to throw punches has ever been there, really, because I don't.
I mean, there's been situations where it has when when a provocation or
I
whatever.
don't think maybe something. I'm just bad at like reading the situation. Like people probably provoked me. I just not understood what was going on. I'm just like, fucking,
You've missed out on so many
and
opportunities in life
he's
because
just like, you want to fucking
somebody
go? And I
wanted
was
to
like, yeah, sure.
fight,
Are we going to like? You gonna go to like McDonald's or like you thinking Taco Bell? Like what are you thinking? It's
or
like,
someone's like, "Bro, let's go," and you're just like, I gotta clean the kitchen, man.
yeah,
Like
dude,
I can't.
I can't. Honestly, I got to get home. I've got a curfew. Got to be out of here, really. So
If I say the word Cheeto to you,
I go two ways with it, right?
okay,
I'm thinking, we currently have a Cheeto for a president. I'm like, oh, okay, somebody drew him as a Charizard, but like, orange, obviously, and Cheeto and whatnot.
okay,
Or I go, Cheetos X Pokemon collab, and
okay.
and the Cheeto leopard gets turned into a Charizard somehow, or whatever, or does something related to Cheeto X Pokemon team up or whatever. So,
Okay, I just sent you the link.
okay, all right. I feel it looks like I was pretty close.
And
Let's go, dude.
explain to the audience what you see.
So currently we are looking at on the screen now, if you're watching the YouTube version, it is a Pokemon fan who bids over $6,000 for a 7-year-old Cheeto shaped Charizard shaped Cheeto. Jesus Christ. Now I will give him a lot of credit. That does look exactly like a Charizard. Like it's like if you were, but it's not as, it doesn't have the belly of a Charizard, but I mean, hey, it's a Cheeto that came out looking like this. And I do know
Is it One Piece?
it looks like it.
Not
It is the One Piece. No, this One Piece is probably just going to be like knowledge or something like that. So, but spoiler alert for something that hasn't come out yet.
But I mean, did they take this and glue it? Because you can see some glue, but I guess the glue is for it to stay
I'm
in
assuming
there.
that they made the card afterwards, yes. And it was like, it does look as though they have glued it to the card base, but it does look like it is all one Cheeto.
I mean, it looks like a fucking dragon.
It does. It is. They even got some shading to it. Like the red came out in just the right spots. Like it looks legitimately like a dragon. It's kind of crazy. Would I pay $6,000 for it?
I wouldn't pay $6 for it.
I think, does it? Okay, you're the expert of collectibles. Does this?
I'm not.
Does this
not in this
appreciate
shit.
in value at all? Right.
The problem is it is worth whatever someone pays for
So
it.
currently, it's worth $6,000.
Well, it's not worth anything right now because no one's paid for it.
So I guess he did bid on it. So
That's the current high bid as of this recording, but the starting bid was 250,
it's
and it has since skyrocketed to 6,250. And it's just like Dude, I don't
I
know,
think the
man.
ultimate ploy here is to make sure that he gets this to Logan Paul's desk, right? So that then Logan Paul will turn around and pay
So
him $1 million for it, right?
in 2021, in the wake of Among Us' explosive popularity, a chicken nugget that was shaped like one of the game's characters sold on eBay for 70,000
That's
pounds.
okay, buddy. That's dumb because every chicken nugget looks like a fucking Among Us character. Okay, in some sort of way, you can make every chicken nugget look like an Among Us character because they're just round blobs, right? That's fucking stupid waste of money.
Well, I mean, here, I'll drop it in. Oh, actually, go to that thing and just click on it. It's there. It looks exactly like the fucking character. It has the legs and everything. And then the Cheetos art isn't even in the first Cheeto to be auctioned off, as in 2017, someone paid more than 80,000 pounds for one that looked like the
Yeah,
gorilla
okay, that chicken
Harambe.
nugget does look exactly like fucking. Yeah, okay, I'll give it to you. For a Harambe, okay, now hear me out. That's money well spent.
I mean, click on it. It looks like a fucking gorilla. What are we doing? I don't
I don't
ever
know.
look at my dude. I don't even ever look at my
I
Cheetos
do
when I
know that there is a market out there for Cheetos and other food items that look like things. So I do know that there is like a market out there for people who are dying to get a hold of something that looks like
dying
a
to
fucking
fucking burn
VW
money.
bug or something like that. Yeah, because people, I don't know where they get this disposable income from. They're paying $6,000 for a fucking Charizard Cheeto card,
We're out
right?
here trying to like convince people that minimum wage is not enough to live, and you got motherfuckers out here paying eighty
Yeah,
thousand pounds for a gorilla-shaped Cheeto.
guys, it's not a good look. Okay.
It's not a good
Wait until
look.
after we have secured higher wages and a living wage for people, workers and whatnot. So like, wait until after that, then to
You're
purchase
making us
things.
look bad,
Yeah,
man.
it's like the people who got the stimulus check and went and bought fucking Dogecoin and fucking GameStop
How's
stocks,
that,
right?
how's that working out for them?
Hey, buddy, I would assume that Doge is doing nothing but skyrocketing right now because it's the biggest pump and dump scheme of all time is going on currently. So
In the government?
fucking our entire government right now is a pump and dump scheme, dude. I'm telling you.
Some would say it always has been.
Hey, you're right. You're right. But nonetheless, yeah, it's not a good look, guys. Come on, let's wait until after we get secure living wages for everybody. Then you can spend your disposable income on whatever dumb shit you want to buy. So
It's just,
it
you
kind of
know,
makes you long for like, I don't know, say 2032 and an asteroid to hit us, right?
oh, you mean like I have my background for here for a reason?
Yeah, dude. Because it'd be kind of crazy if, like, in 7 years' time, we were freaking out about an asteroid coming to crash into the Earth or whatever.
So do you freak out now?
I don't. That was my
Okay,
question
so
that I was going to pose to you.
so to bury the not to bury the lead, the scientists have
NASA, in particular. Yeah.
okay.
The
Well,
scientists
I know
of
that,
NASA. Sorry.
right, and I know that that's a dirty word.
Never a
You know,
straight answer. You know.
well, they're fighting with SpaceX or whatever, and that I love how the people at the space station would told Elon Musk to fucking come up here and we'll fucking show you. They were they talk about they fucking called him out, said, "Come on up here, bud."
God, dude, I wish more people would do that, dude. Fucking wish more people would be like, come out here. Yeah, sure. Say that shit here.
Fucking come on, because
Yeah.
like he made some asinine statement talking about how it was all political. He was going to send rockets to save them, but it was political. And they're like, no, that's absolutely false. Come up here and do it.
Fucking kick him in the
Anyways,
dick, dude.
I don't want to waste my fucking oxygen talking about that piece of shit.
Yep.
Scientists basically there's an asteroid that is predicted the highest on record, right?
Yes.
It's like like a
It reached the highest percentage, 3%. Yes, was
3% chance of making landfall on Earth in 2032.
now there is some pause for clarity here. They have since ran the numbers again. It's went down. I think it's out of it's like 0.2% or something of that nature now. But also, don't nobody freak out because it's okay. The chance, I think they projected that if it was going to hit the planet Earth, it would hit in the Indian Ocean, probably cause some tsunamis, and it's only
More tsunamis,
but it's only a city destroyer and not a world destroyer, which I guess still kind of scary, but not as scary. You know, it's not dinosaur ending level threat, okay? So, but they have walked it back a little bit. They said that it's okay now. It's all right. They've projected it. My question I wanted to pose to you was, you're in the captain's chair, right? You're making the calls. You are NASA's head person, right? This hasn't gotten out. You and the other person in the room telling you about the information are the only two people who know about the asteroid heading this way. What do you do to ensure that the world at least survives for the next 7 years?
I don't.
Do you immediately run out and tell people like, "Hey, buddy, this is coming"?
Okay. If it's the 3%, then I don't think it's enough. I mean, you do what
in this
you do
hypothetical
what was done.
It is going to hit. This hypothetical is on its way. It is. I don't know if it's we can even change it to where it's like it's a world ending, but like, what would be the scenario? Like, because in my head, if you run out, tell everybody, "Hey, you got until 2032. Fucking asteroid's coming, right? And we're all gonna die, right?"
Okay.
You run out and tell people that, you no longer are going to have a good time for the next 7 years. People are not going to give a shit anymore. Society's going to crumble.
Good.
Laws don't mean anything. There's obviously going to be people who like take their own lives because they don't want to sit around and wait for the meteor to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a lot of chaos, right? Or
That's also what they said when the biggest reasoning was like, well, we can't let people know aliens are real because like it'll make society collapse.
But see, I feel like there's two different scenarios, right? Two different situations, because like with aliens, there's not the threat of immediate like
You don't
destruction. I mean, I like to think that they're not just going to come down here and wipe us out. But if they do, at the same time, it's like, what are we going to do to stop them, right? They fucking made it here. They're going to do it anyways. But secondly, it's like, I just don't like. We are not a threat to them, so that doesn't strike me as there is any reason they would be like, let's just wipe it out real quick.
If it's 3%, oh, you're saying that
it's 100% in this scenario.
100% world ender?
Yeah, it's
dude.
On its way.
I couldn't hold that information in. That is a weight. That is an unbearable weight on your shoulders.
But I think to me,
that is,
you get more out of life by not telling anybody until the 7 years. It's in the sky. It's the Don't Look Up movie, right? People see it coming like, hey, just don't look up, dude. It's not coming. Don't worry about it. Because society stays together at that point. But if you go and tell people, that 7 years
but who gives a
becomes an
shit
eternity.
if it stays together? It's already on the brink of collapse anyways, and we don't have an asteroid.
This is like legitimately, it's the fall of humanity, right?
I mean, I guess I just can't. I can't fathom that sort of responsibility and knowledge. I can't. Like, I can't put myself in it. Like, you want to tell me, oh, like someone's gonna stab your daughter. Okay, like I know what I would do in that situation. Like, that's different because that's something that's plausible and real, and like that affects like 3 people, as opposed to something that affects the entire fucking planet. Like, it is just an unbearable amount of pressure and knowledge and weight that I can't. I don't know. Like, I just feel like
I think I'm broken because I don't give a shit, dude. I fucking wouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Interesting.
Dude, I don't know. If you found out that fucking aliens existed,
I'd tell everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this is like a world-ending event. I don't want the world to crumble because I like still.
You wouldn't tell your wife? Yeah.
Hmm.
And then she fucking tells somebody.
I need to have that conversation with her just in case I do get this kind of information in the future. I want to like, have an understood path of like, okay, do you want me to tell you? Do you not want me to tell you? If you're my best friend, would you want me to tell you if I knew the world was going to end? I'm not asking you like directly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because then if like,
I don't know, man.
It is a situation in which, with absolute certainty that this is happening, it alters the entire course of how I live the rest of my life.
What are you gonna do?
If I can quit my job, first of all,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm going to do the things that was like whatever.
It's
like,
hard though, man. Because then it's like say you're the only person who knows the world's gonna end in 7 years.
I'm telling my wife.
And you tell your wife, that's fine. But I mean, like,
I'm not telling my daughter. Though.
You go and you quit your job, but it's like you still have to like live because that's the thing. Really dystopian future here is that like if the world was truly ending in 7 years,
I'll take all the money out of my 401k, I just take it all. Take it all out.
The dystopian thing is that they're still gonna expect you to go to work.
No,
right?
they don't get expected.
They're still gonna expect you to show up at McDonald's
I'll
and work your
fucking
shift.
quit.
right?
I'll fucking quit.
Yeah, but you still have to like survive for the next 7 years, right? But then like
I,
it's like then
but
okay,
no, I don't.
that's
No,
a
I
hard
don't.
conversation because do I want to have to survive for the next 7 years? Like I don't want to like.
Dude, just
Is it better to
imagine
go
you
out on my
do
own terms?
you just do all this shit, right? And then like you think, okay, I got 7 years, and then like it's
God, dude,
gonna
it's
be the
fucking.
longest and quickest 7 years of your life because then once you get within a year, you're like, then the fucking count, you'd go insane.
I
You'd go
just
fucking
that's what I'm
insane
saying.
with
That's
that.
why I think that it's better to not know. I would rather just like you look up one day and here it comes. You're like, oh fuck. Well, I guess I'm dying now. You know, like,
Right.
that's fine with me. So I think
Again,
that you don't tell anybody.
that is a burden of knowledge that the human
Yeah, we gotta stop looking
human
at these
being
asteroids. So we have to stop knowing.
cannot fathom. I mean, it's fine if that's what they want to do. I mean, I guess whatever. Like if we're gonna do an Armageddon sort of thing and land on it and blow it up, okay, cool.
But it's like,
Not me. I'm not gonna do
but it's
it.
just like man, because it's one of those things, dude. Like I just if I know that in 7 years' time a meteor's gonna come down, crash, and it's gonna kill all of us, I find everything from that point of finding out just like pointless in almost in a
Yeah,
sense. Which like because
yeah.
it's like
It would you would find a hard time in meaning
yeah, because
of
it's like
anything.
I know that like it's fucking
I mean, we that,
what does it matter, you know? Like, but then it's like you want to
yes,
raise your kids and like you want to see
but
them
on the
grow up
flip
at least
side
for
of
the
that,
next
you
7
could have that
years.
attitude now because you're eventually going to die.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like we don't know when we're gonna die, so it's like for some
Right.
reason that unknown still like gives your life purpose almost in a sense, I guess, and it's in a way.
Right.
So I
It's
say
like
don't tell
I believe there
anybody.
wasn't there a movie that was like you could buy more time,
Not limits. That was the one with the pill.
but like
Fucking
everyone had a date.
yeah, because it
Everyone
had
had a
Justin
date.
Timberlake in it, and he was trying to save
Wait,
his
wait, wait,
mother,
wait,
who
wait,
was
or was that Nick's book?
Nick wrote a book about sentient AI that you got when you were a kid.
Because I dude, there's something where like
There's a
everyone
movie, yeah. It's just Justin
everyone
Timberlake
has a death
and
date.
maybe Natalie Portman. It's his mother is like a young chick. Maybe it's Olivia Wilde. No, no.
It might have been Natalie Portman or Mila
I know
Kunis.
that Justin Timberlake is in it, and it might be Mila Kunis. It might actually be who it is. And it was like they have a little thing, and you could buy more time, but then if you don't have enough time, you fucking die or whatever. I know, yeah. It's
In
like
Time is the
it's a,
Amanda Seyfried.
that's stupid, man. Justin Timberlake
Olivia Wilde was in it along with Cillian Murphy.
was Justin Timberlake in it? Was he the main star?
Yeah, he's the main character.
I don't like that they did that. In time, really? Just in time? No, guys, come on. Fucking get out of
Okay.
here with that.
But this one was in 2169. People are genetically engineered to stop aging
Yeah.
on their 25th birthdays, and they are given one free year to live. Everyone has a timer on their forearm that shows the remaining time. When it reaches zero, that person times out and instantly dies. I guess that's what I was thinking of, but I don't.
Did you picture it like differently? I don't know. I don't
I
think
feel
it.
like
I don't think it did very well in the box office. So. It was
I
like,
made 174 million on a $40 million budget.
I mean, I guess it did okay, but
That was
I
in the
don't know
before
money
times where
anymore.
like these sort of movies like actually made money. Now
Yeah,
no one goes to movie theaters. It's not. It's that it was that situation where like I think there's another movie that is similar in premise,
probably.
but it's more so that like everyone has like the random like everyone knows the date they die rather than like you have a year. It's different. This is different. You see what I'm saying? Like there's a movie that there's a
There was
concept
I know that there was a movie or something. I don't know if it's a show or whatever. Where it might have been like a fucking what's that show? Twilight Zone episode or something like that, where like this lady could see numbers above people's heads, and it was like the exact time that they were gonna die, and like it was like the burden of knowledge, and then like
Countdown is a
countdown.
horror film where a nurse downloads an app that predicts the exact time. No, that's not it.
That's not it. But the one I'm thinking of is like if you save somebody, that person is then cursed with the burden of knowledge, where they can see other people about to die or whatever. I don't know. It's the whole thing, but
Somebody's gonna yell at me.
somebody come get her. She's in. Sorry, anyways.
Someone's gonna yell. But I swear, like now it's bugging the shit out of me because
You're
I
gonna
know
remember
that
it later on tonight. And
because
you're
I
gonna
know
text me
that
about
it exists. Again, like it's very similar to that premise, but this is like you're born on whatever day, and then when you're like they give you like a certificate that says you're gonna die on this
Would you
day.
want to know when you're gonna die? I guess we just got done talking
It's
about that,
it's
but
the same thing as the thing. Like I don't know.
Dude, that's like, yeah, man. I think if you knew the day
No,
and time that you were gonna die,
no, I don't think
or
so.
if you knew, like, what if you had to know like the day, time, and how you were gonna die? That'd be
No, but,
horrific, man. I wouldn't be able to
but
live.
again, that gets into the whole muddiness of like time travel because then if you know something's gonna happen beforehand, you're
Ooh,
going to do all these things to prevent the
but
thing from
what
happening.
if? Here's a premise. What if you knew the exact time, date, and how you were gonna die? But in a twist of fate, no matter what happens until that specific time, date, and thing, you can't die no matter what, right? So you're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking end it all, and this isn't gonna be how I die. You shoot yourself, you come back to life.
Did they make a whole series of movies?
Probably so.
Final Destination?
No, 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 no. That's no, because you could escape the loop in Final Destination. I forgot how you escape the loop, but there's a way to get out of it. But then you don't ever technically get out of it because then it's in the next one. You end up dying in the next movie. So I don't
I
talk
feel like
about
that's another plot too, where like you escape death and then death comes after you.
that is Final Destination. Yeah, that's the entire plot. That's literally the entire plot of Final Destination. That movie is
Right.
responsible for every bit of anxiety I ever had as a kid, dude. I don't know if that was like shout out to anybody else out there who watched the Final Destination movies way too young and fucking were traumatized for the rest of their life. But like that's where I was traumatized. That fucking shit. It's still to this day scares the fuck out of me. I can't be behind a log truck. I can't be around
Yeah.
anything
I
sharp.
mean, it
Garbage
is crazy.
disposals. Fucking get them out of here.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you get this like every time I turn that on, I'm like, I have this weird, not, I never want to stick my hand in there, but I'm just like, I bet it would hurt like a motherfucker.
And
You know what I mean?
part of me does think like, yes, obviously it would hurt like a motherfucker, right? You'd probably lose a limb or two, but it's like, but at the same time,
Dude,
I feel like,
that shit will like cut glass.
I feel like, wouldn't be that bad. I don't want to do it. Don't get me wrong, but I do feel like I have to talk myself
This
out
is
of
the
it.
same fucking guy who gets all squeamish when he saw a bone sticking out of a basketball player's
Oh,
leg.
dude, why the fuck? Why, dude? I fucking throw
Right.
up right now, dude. That is disgusting. But yeah, thinking about it, like when you step back from an objective point of view, it's like, oh, okay, he just broke his leg. Like that sucks. I don't want to see it ever again. Please, why are you keep showing this on? Like when the guy got his throat cut on fucking national television, and the fucking cameraman starts zooming in on, like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you
Yeah.
doing that for? I don't want to see that. Dude's gushing
Because
like a fucking gusher over here, and you're gonna zoom in on it. Like what? I understand you got to get the shot, but buddy, come on. There's time and a place. Yeah, dude, it's fucking on the set of every like porn studio. Apparently, it was like fucking get the money shot for sure, dude. Zoom in
But
on
isn't
that.
it funny how like that will make you squeamish, but you can watch John Wick fucking
I know it's fake.
kill. I guess, yeah. I mean,
I don't know. It
that
takes
was
me out of it. The anime
I
too. I can see somebody
I'm
getting
not.
slaughtered on anime and fucking chopped into
Well,
pieces.
anime is a fucking cartoon. Like at least it has a little more plausibility in John Wick because it's
Yeah.
like human beings. But like I'm the same way.
There were some parts in John Wick where it was kind of like, oh god, don't fuck, oh fuck, that looks too real, guys.
It's so funny because like shooting someone, blowing somebody up,
Yeah.
throwing a knife in someone's head, whatever. But like when he steps on someone's ankle and it snaps,
Fuck it. Oh, dude.
that's the one. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Because I think about
You know?
every basketball injury I've ever had is fucking landing on my goddamn ankle and having that exact same feeling. Yeah, dude. Ow.
Yeah,
Ow.
ow.
Buddy.
But
That would be
like
me
I
in a
don't.
John Wick movie. It's like he breaks my arm and was like, hey, ow, that hurts, bud.
Ow, pal.
Ow.
Ow, pal.
Fucking, why did you
um,
shoot me first? Why did you break my arm first and then fucking shoot me? Just shoot me first, dude. Come on. Jesus.
it's emphasis. It's for
Yeah, I
make
don't
it.
need it, buddy. I didn't kill your dog, dude. Okay, I know that I'm just here. This is just my day job, buddy, and you're here fucking
Yeah,
slaughtering all of us. This is just what we get paid to do,
yeah.
And you fucking kill that guy, please.
So
Jesus.
it is weird how we disassociate like certain like those surgery shows or whatever, or like when I watch like Christina loves like those murder shows.
Hmm.
And like she's always been this way, but like when we watch something where like her argument is I love it when they're already dead. You know what I mean? Like she's like
In
I
regards
want
to what, though?
the people.
Like the torture and stuff, or like
No.
or
So like we watch true crime.
yeah.
They're already dead. But like if
Oh,
you
okay,
watch
got
something
you.
where
Yeah,
like someone's being hunted, she's fucking terrified and she
yeah.
cannot she's like sitting there watching like this. And like I
Damn, dude.
forget what we watched we watched something. Oh, we watched that fucking Nick Cage movie I was telling you about. And I'm just sitting here like this the whole time.
Which one was it?
Is it fucking
Long legs. Fuck, I need to
long
watch
legs?
that. Damn, dude.
And she was just like, "How are you doing this? How are you? This is the freakiest shit I've ever seen." I'm
I
just
can't
like,
wait, dude. I'm gonna watch tomorrow. Actually, now that I think about it,
it's not that good. It's not that
I'm
good.
gonna watch it. Fucking, how dare you, dude? Nicolas Cage is a goddamn. He's a fucking legend.
You are going to agree with me.
I probably will, but I loved
I didn't think it was that
his.
good.
I loved his Five Nights at Freddy's spinoff movie or whatever.
I thought that the first like
Willy's
15, 20
Wonderland or some
minutes
shit.
was really like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, this is dumb, dude. Like this is so dumb. And then like he does this one thing, it just complete. I'm just like, oh my
Let's
God.
save it. Let's save it for the bonus pod. Okay, let's save it for the bonus pod.
Whatever. But yeah. But she was watching it and like she doesn't watch a lot of movies anyways, but like she can watch these like gore and like bodies dismembered and shit
Like
at a
she's
crime
watching the Black
scene
Dahlia murders. Like, yeah, dude, he's fucking sick, dude. It's rad. Hell yeah.
because they're already dead. I'm
Yeah,
just
they're already
like,
dead and cut in
okay.
half. She didn't cut them in half.
But
so she's fine
apparently
with it.
that's a very common thing. You know, a lot of women love true crime and shit. So like,
Yeah, which is like really, it's a whole thing. You can get a whole like dissected or whatever. But like with like how our fascination with true crime has like spiked over the recent years, and it kind of like desensitizes us to like everything
actual crime.
actual crime that happens. And like this is like we kind of fantasize and glorify like crimes that have taken place. And it's like people like Jeffrey Dahmer have people writing him like, dude, you're so hot, fucking let me in your cell, dude. Let me, oh, you know, like,
Ugh.
yeah, dude. I mean, I'm telling you, man, these it's really weird, but they're like groupies for like serial killers,
Yeah,
and it's hey,
it's that whole joke. It's like
they're not as
I can change him.
yeah, but it's like they're not
It's like what
as the
it's like
fantasies
you
you have
see,
in your head. Does
it's
that's
like you see this like crazy psychopathic like woman, and it's just like I can change her. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I mean, I get
It's
it. You know,
it's that optimism that like yes, you will be the one that
yeah,
changes
no,
the serial
you're
killer.
gonna be another fucking victim. You're gonna be like on the news.
Like you might survive for a while by like whatever, but you're gonna be strung up.
Yeah, and it's is it really worth it? You know, at the end of the day, I don't know,
Right.
man. I don't know.
Um, you know, you I think we've talked about it many moons ago about the oarfish, right? It's this deep,
I was trying to find the episode we talked
yeah.
about it, but I remember that like there was some kids they found an oarfish or whatever, and like it was freaking them out, and like we talked about how like oarfish is being seen.
It's the omen
It's
fish,
a
right?
bad. It's called
It's a
the
bad
omen fish.
omen
Bad
because they're
omen.
like super deep sea creatures that never come to the surface. Typically, when they do, it means something bad is happening. Like there was a bunch of oarfish that swam up on shore, like whatever, and then obviously the tsunami that like took out was
Yeah,
it
back in
Singapore.
20, it was back in 2011. There was about 20 oarfish that were recorded to have washed ashore in Japan before a powerful earthquake rocked the country and then caused a tsunami that killed about 15,000 people. So it's like
Right.
they have a pretty big reputation for being kind of like if you see
There
a
was
lot of
another
dead
one too in like
bees
Mexico,
or
right?
yeah, it's like
The earthquake in Mexico or some
yeah,
shit.
they tend to precede kind of like earthquakes and whatnot, and so but the reason we're talking about it is because in California they've had about 3 oarfish, which I mean again, this doesn't sound like a lot, but given the fact that like it's not you only see one maybe a decade or two.
Mhm.
To find 3 of them in a span of like a couple of months is kind of a big deal. So like they're trying to decipher as to whether or not like this like some sort of omen or is this some sort of like climate change deal. Whatever the case, it's not good, right? But again, the oarfishes are fucking terrifying, dude. Fucking they're such a terrifying looking fish. But
They're like clear.
they're not just clear; they're like 20 feet long. They sleep vertical and like they are literally the stuff of legends. Like that they're the fish that sailors used to see back in the olden days, and that's why they thought that like, oh, you can't go out past like X spot because there's fucking sea monsters out there. It's like because they were seeing oarfishes and fucking sunfish and all these other giant
How
fish.
more improved would the world be if there was like actual fucking krakens and sea monsters?
And
Like
kaiju and shit like
multiple.
that.
I don't want to go kaiju because like that's destruction, but like out in the deep sea, like there's a fucking giant crab, like motherfucking
I'll get back to kaiju in a second, but like fucking I think that it makes the world more mystical if we have stuff like that, right? And I think that does kind of add to society a little bit, because it's like, it's fucking cool, dude. It's like a giant ass crab, dude. Let's take the boat out and see if we can survive, if I can get a picture of this thing, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know if it adds really anything to it. It's just more just like we got to stay away from the deep water. But then again, I guess it does add to it because then you're talking about trade routes and shit like that,
Yeah.
where then those are affected, right? Then we really do have to buy Greenland because we have to go up there and take that trade route, right? It's the only one that's out of the
Yeah, but there's
range of
there's
the
a whole
giant.
clan of ice kraken up there.
Oh shit, that's right. So then we got to start navigating. I do think we become more of a closed off people, right? The expansion doesn't happen as rapidly. So I think I guess at the end of the day, like having a bunch
At the end of the day, it
like
changes
having a
it
bunch of
dramatically.
giant monsters in the ocean would change drastically how we live our lives day to day. But then
And
it's-
then maybe we're more peaceful.
because we have this common enemy. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Watchmen was right all along.
But I'm telling you, man, they had the right of it. If we had just one bad guy to focus on, I think that we'd be okay.
Well,
We don't. That's
unless
the thing.
it's
Is that there's
unless
too
we're the
many
bad guy.
guys. I guess at the end of the day, yeah.
What if you're harboring the
what
bad
if
guy?
we are the bad guys? Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
maybe that's like we don't think about
We're
it that
trying to
way, but-
deflect. We're trying to deflect. No, go look at the sea. The
Yeah,
sea.
dude, the seeds got the bad guys in it. Not here, dude. Don't look here. Don't come here with your missiles and shit. No, But back, okay. So real quick, before we go, like I like the Godzilla movies, right? I like the
Do
King
you?
Kong movies. I think the new ones, I think they're fine. I think they do just fine. They're fun little
There's two different
watches.
Godzillas, right?
What do you mean?
Well, like the Godzilla that's fighting Kong, that's like part of Legendary, is a different one
Than
than
the
the
earlier
Toho.
ones?
Than the Toho. Like
I think so, yeah.
Godzilla -1 is not the same
No,
Godzilla
I know
that
that
fights
separate
King Kong.
universes. I'm pretty sure. It feels
Correct.
like
That's what I
yeah.
said. One's Toho and one's Legendary.
I think.
Fred's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I don't
Phil's
know.
gonna be
Yeah.
mad as shit.
Dude, okay, so the -1 Godzilla, I'm fine
Mm-hmm.
with because that one they're not trying to glorify and use it as like a savior of humanity, right? Because it's just
Yet.
it's literally I think I've seen that it's supposed to be about survivor's guilt or some shit. It's like there's a deeper meaning to that Godzilla, whereas like Kong
Correct.
X Godzilla, right, is more of a glorified. Like, oh, he's our savior. Yeah. He's gonna save us from like Mecha Godzilla and some shit or whatever. I don't like it
Mothra.
because he does what I would assume is trillions of dollars of damage, just
That the
getting
taxpayers pay.
to the bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you're expecting me to be okay with wasting my taxpayer dollars
Mm-hmm.
on this giant monster coming and saving us. And we're just supposed to like act like, hey, everything's fine here, right? We're having to build a new bridge, a new San Francisco bridge
every
because
3 months.
every 3 fucking months, right? This guy just took a tour through Italy and fucking destroyed the place. All right, we got to replace that.
He crushed the Pope.
He kills the Pope. You got to have like 5 new popes every year, right? Because he's stepping on all
Maybe
of
it's
them.
better. Maybe yeah.
Maybe it is, but I don't.
Maybe we become a minimalist society.
Maybe we should, but then they always
Capitalism
rebuild. That's the
dies.
thing is, it's like my whole point is like they constantly rebuild. It's like at what point do
You
we
have to.
stop rebuilding?
Well, you have to.
Why?
It's a
He's
bit
such a-
defiance
he
and
fucking
determination.
Destroyed the Rome Colosseum because he wanted to take a power nap, dude. I just
Did
want to
that
turn
ha-
this into an anti-Godzilla podcast where it's just like us like talking about these fake movies, but we talk about it so seriously. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So
Another problem that when we talked about -1, but this is more of a kaiju. It was even Pacific Rim was the same thing. I don't like when you have these giants, these fucking kaiju-sized creatures,
Mm-hmm.
and they fight and they're so slow. I get it. But I
Yeah.
don't feel like they should be as slow. It's like
is that proven physics thing that the larger a creature is, that they fucking take forever to throw a punch and shit like that?
like
I don't-
I'm just like, oh my, like I don't know.
we need some physics nerds out there to let us
Maybe
know.
it's it's the sort of if you look up at the sky and you see an airplane, like it looks like it's going slower than it's actually going. Like it's flying through the fucking air.
Yeah, it's going like
But it
500
loo-
miles an hour, literally. Like
And it looks like it's like, oh, it's not going that fast. You know what I mean? It just
Maybe
seems
that's the
maybe it's the perception. It's like this is a giant fucking creature, so it's just like the speed of light thing where it's
yeah, but I feel
power-
like even because they have camera shots where like super
but they do
close
it
to
up
it.
close and like
That's what
they're
I'm saying.
so
They should be super
it's like
fast.
Godzilla. He's just like
Yeah, and I think that
when
if
he
they're
should just
two,
be like, "Bleh."
yeah, if you have the camera shot where the two are duking it out shoulder to shoulder, and it's understood
Someone's
that
gonna
like,
get a hold of this and get so mad.
I hope so, dude. Because fucking explain it to us. Explain it just like we're 2 years old, please. I need this. I need this. Okay.